Hi guys, it's Ella. So today is day 2 of TBR Shame Week, which means we're gonna continue with the madness. I am going to be doing a tag today. It is the Shop Your Shelf tag, and it was adapted from the BeautyTube community, I believe. And I was tagged by Elizabeth Olsen. I believe the tag was originally adapted by Anna Reads Books, if I'm not mistaken, but I will link all that stuff below, so definitely go check that out. So basically the way it works, so you just go to your TBR pile or shelf or find the books that you haven't read and then just pick a couple and talk about them. So I actually have 10 books, and there's a reason why I picked those 10 categories, so just, yeah. So the first book that I have on my list is the last book that I discovered before I discovered BookTube, and that is Unholy by Neil Shusterman. Now this is book 2 in the Unwind series. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this is about, but this is the last series that I discovered before I actually knew what BookTube was and that BookTube was like a thing. And I have read Unwind. I am a little hesitant to pick this one up just because Unwind just screwed with my mind. So I will be picking this up at some point. As a matter of fact, I was just looking for it not too long ago, trying to figure out where it went, and it was on a pile here. So definitely going to be picking that up. The next book on my list is the first book I discovered after I discovered BookTube, and that is The Body Finder by Kimberly Derting, and this is book 1 in the Body Finder series. This is about a girl who, I believe, when she touches something, she can see murders, or like something about murders and bodies. And this girl, all of the books are out, and I just haven't gotten a chance to pick it up, but I definitely will, just because I'm making it a point to pick up a lot of the older books on my TBR. The book number 3 on my list is a book that I haven't heard anybody mention ever. On BookTube, on Goodreads, on Face to Face, I haven't heard anybody talk about this book, and that's Undine by Penny Russo. And this is a very confusing book. I've tried to figure out what this book is about a few times, but the cover says The Magic, the Girl, the Ocean Inside Her. So, and it looks slightly creepy, but I've never heard anybody talk about this book. I've never seen anybody have it or anybody like in the background on their shelf. I haven't seen anybody talk about it at all. Book number 4 on the list is the first ARC that I ever won. This is an ARC that I won off of Goodreads, and it's The Next Big Thing by Sadie Hayes. And this is book 2, Social Code trilogy. I haven't been able to get my hands on the first book, and so I'm pretty much a little hesitant to pick this one up just because I'm not sure if I'll understand what's going on, but it's totally an ARC. And this is about 2 young people who start a company, and it's kind of their story. It's kind of like a contemporary, I believe, but not as warm and fuzzy. Book 5 on my list is an adult book that I own, probably the only adult book that is on my TBR shelf, and that is the Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. And this has been made into a movie with Jennifer Lawrence and that guy. I know that this book is also marketed as a young adult book, but it is my understanding that it is adult. I got this on sale at Barnes & Nobles. I definitely want to pick it up. Plus it is really short, and that's another thing that I want to do is pick up a lot of the shorter books that I have on my TBR just to get them out of the way, get them cleared out. They don't take a whole lot of time to read, so might as well get them cleared out. But this is number 5. Number 6 is illustrated books on my TBR, and actually I realized that I have 2 illustrated books on my shelf, and that's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I love this edition, and Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Both of these books I want to pick up sooner rather than later, just because That will not take me long to read. And these illustrations, I just can't get over how gorgeous this book is. Just stunning. Everybody knows what Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is all about, so I'm not even gonna go there, but all right. And then A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This is also illustrated, and these are dark and gloomy, but even the pages have really big margins, big writing, so it shouldn't take me long at all to read this either. And this actually, before we move on, underneath the cover, this is underneath the dust jacket. Ugh, it's like ridiculously pretty. But this is about a boy whose mother starts chemotherapy for her cancer, and then a monster comes and they become friends. Number 7 is the biggest book on my TBR shelf, and this is kind of a random book, but we'll just go with it. This is A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Classics by Charles Dickens, and this is a beefy volume. I've actually almost, this is 750 pages, but the print, not only is it super tiny, it goes all the way to the end of the page, and so this is quite daunting, if you will. I do want to pick this up. I will probably wait until it gets closer until Christmas, but you know, it's Christmas stories and stuff. It is daunting just because it is so big and it's all Christmas stories, all of them. Number 8 is the smallest book that is on my TBR, and that is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And this is tiny. This is itty bitty. And it's got normal size print. It's 200 pages, but it's small and just very compact. And so this is something that I want to read. I know I heard somebody talk about this, saying that it was their favorite book ever and they loved it, loved it, loved it. And the premise is basically, or at least my understanding of the premise, don't quote me on this, is about a boy who goes to high school and basically gets befriended by these people. And it's their story. It's like a coming of age contemporary. Number 9 is a book that I do not see myself reading anytime soon, just because, yes, let me tell you what it is, and then, yeah. And that's The Lying Game by Sarah Shepard. This is the author of Pretty Little Liars, and I've tried to pick up a few things similar to this, and I don't think it's my cup of tea. I can't deal with this like constant state of angst and drama, and I don't enjoy that. And so while I might pick this up, I believe this is the first book in the series, and I think there's like 8 or 10 books in the series or something obscene like that. So I just don't feel like trudging through that much drama. And then the last book on my list is a book that I cannot believe that I haven't picked up yet, but I'm making myself wait, which is kind of weird, but just go with it. And that is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. And this is the selection of short stories for the Throne of Glass series about an assassin. And I am seriously surprised that I haven't picked this up, just because I love the Throne of Glass series. It is a fantasy about an assassin, and it's so good. And so I figured I would be picking this up sooner, but because of the fact that the 3rd book in the series doesn't come out for another couple of months, I kind of want to hold off on this so that it can tide me over when I'm like desperate and in need. So, but I will definitely be picking this up soon. And super gorgeous cover, obviously. So those are some of the books that I wanted to tell you guys about that are on my shelf. I just realized that I need to tag people, so I will probably leave them on the screen somewhere-ish. And you guys should definitely let me know what some of the books that you have on your TBR are. Feel free to use the same categories I did. Feel free to just tell me the most random book you have on your TBR, or convince me to read one of these sooner rather than later, or the other way around. But that's all I had for you today. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!